So a few things that I was thinking of, like the biggest value that I get right now is I get to work with guys like you and Ken, and I get to learn every aspect of business.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. Every single second, that's all I think about all day, every day. And I think the next step is right now I just work one with people. I would like to make more per client if I make them more money. But the next step is really selling the model where hundreds of people, hundreds of businesses that have asked to work with me,
Yeah.
but I don't have capacity. So right now we're systematizing the model so we can sell the model to where we could sell it one to many. And that would at least provide a lot more capital. And what I would like to do is invest a lot into a personal brand because I want to build a brand. And I am super passionate about when I was in high school, instead of going to school, all I was doing was trying to reach out to mentors. And so I was trying to work for people for free. And what eventually worked is I got George's logo tattooed on my leg. That's how I got the job with George. So I got his logo tattooed on my leg and I flew out to meet him and ask for a job.
Extreme.
It worked.
Yeah. And so I know that there's a bunch of kids out there who are super ambitious and they want to work hard, but they don't actually know what to do. So I would like to have a company where a lot of those people could come and work and they can learn the skills of how to run a business and how to actually provide value to the marketplace, the kind of the epicenter of capitalism. You provide value, and if you do a good job and you make other people money, then you get paid for that. And so I want to build a company. That is my biggest goal, a real business.
What's the model?
So right now it's helping large businesses.
What's the model? Franchising is a model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So manufacturing is
Mm-hmm.
actually hard factory producing. So that's a model.
I guess it would be marketing.
Network marketing.
Mhm.
Model. You don't know systems, do you?
That's what we're trying to build right now.
Don't try. You don't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But find a model you can follow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I was starting out, I just started off with there was a thing called a pet rock. And I said, wow, that's going to be business. Because it went all throughout the world. It was really hot and then it died. So there was no sustainability. Nonetheless, then there was another guy down the street. We're all about the same age. He started the shower mic, and it was soap on a rope, sitting like a microphone. And so he got famous because he'd be on television, showing his microphone and all this. And it was hot and died again. It's a fad, not a business. And so that's how I was learning this whole time coming up. So that's why I started the nylon wallet business. Because then I took on, so my model was going through retailing, which is like Macy's and those guys, and sporting goods stores. First, it was all retailers, and none of the retailers would buy my nylon surfer wallets. So I went, oh no. So I had to redesign my product. And back when I was just starting out, running had just started. I read in the paper, this jogger went to San Francisco Park, and jogging was the craze. Nike was taking off, and this guy took his key for his car and put it on top of his front tire and went for a run. And he came back, the key was gone. So the question was, what does a jogger do with his key? So then, because my background was already in the nylon wallets, and I was sewing and all this stuff, I went to school to sail. That's what, to sail ships. So we're building wallets out of nylon and then Velcro. And then, so we designed a shoe pocket that went on the shoe. Then the question was, how do you market it? So we finished. So our system was going through retailers, precisely sporting goods stores. And so we built this wallet. Nobody would buy it. So we raised money, which was really what I was supposed to learn anyway. And we bought 3 full-color ads in Runner's World magazine. It cost us like $7,000, a lot of money back then. And we said, don't leave home without it. American Express came after us because don't leave home without it was their slogan. Nobody called on that ad. So we're going broke. We're fucking broke. So I borrowed more money. And my partner and I flew to New York City to the New York Sporting Goods show. And we're setting up our booth. Our booth was called Rippers. This guy comes by from Hudson Bay Company, which is the big retailer in Canada. He says, Rippers, where you been? I said, we've been here all along. My store is filled with people. My store is filled with people looking for your product. And so I said, why didn't you call me? You stupid kids. You didn't put your address or contact information. That's how I learned. But it was through that process I got smarter. But I was looking for the model, if you know what I mean. So you get what I'm doing today. I go through bookstores and Amazon throughout the world in different languages. So that I found my model of retailing. So yesterday I bought a new Porsche, not a new one, but a used Porsche. This guy's business model is completely different than the Porsche dealers. And his dealer, this guy, used car guy I bought it from, he just does advertising. But he has no big lot, You know, you drive down Camelback, all those cars, freaking expensive. But that's that model. And he was telling me, he says, then he has to hire salesmen. Do you know what I mean? His model is not, for him, that didn't work. He had to hire salesmen. So he designed his model to be a warehouse, and he just puts it on YouTube, or I don't know how he does it, I'm not technical. And people come into him, and then it's his model is that you don't have to pay sales tax. And so that Porsche I have out there is about $7,000 in sales tax. That's his money. In other words, he gets, let's say you own the Porsche, I buy it from you because it's a person-to-person transaction. There's no sales tax. But the guy who puts the thing on the floor, his model is he gets the sales tax, $7,000. So I paid no tax. It's all built into the price. The seller gives him the money. That's how it works. So that's what I'm saying. What is your model? And then I studied franchising, like McDonald's is a franchise. And I tried franchise. It's fucking tough shit. It's just tough business. Then I tried network. I'm working on network marketing now. So I'm always testing models. And my suggestion to you is look at a model of somebody who's gone before you, who's done it the way you want to do it, and then study the model. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Because right now you're helter-skelter.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's what I do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's why I'm impressed. But you got to find a model that you think you can replicate. That's what I'm saying.
Do you have any recommendations as to what that would be?
I'd be happy to work. I don't know right now.
Yeah.
But like right now, like a lot of the women I had, 2 of them could use you guys. They don't have much money yet, but there's only 2 of you too. So how do you provide your service to them? Or so you guys are actually the sales guys. The production is something else. You're not going to buy a storefront. It's not your model.
Yeah.
Like I studied McDonald's, Whopper Burger, different models, selling the same garbage, but each one is a different model. And this technology, what you guys are doing now, is essential. But it won't be long before it's already been, millions of guys. Everybody's starting a YouTube channel right now, and that's why what you picked up earlier is that I've been doing this stuff for 20-something years now. That's what was called Rich Dad Radio. Before there was you update my message language and words. So that's why I put that in your head. What's your business model? Right now it's S. You're going to hustle around, bust your ass, and work for different clients and get your experience. That's good. I've done that. I was looking at the cars in this guy's warehouses in an industrial park, and nobody can even see him. But I remember I used to go with my handy dandy suitcase, my briefcase, and hide from the Xerox company and going to it. That's how I learned how to sell. You make 1,000 calls, you might get 10 sales. So it's just a matter of numbers. But that's what gives me power today, is because I spent that time. And the next thing I had to learn was, well, how else these guys selling? And they could speak from stage. And then, guys, public speaking, they say it's a fear worse than death for most people. So I just found a mentor. I studied with him.
Who was your mentor?
I don't want to mention his name.
Okay.
Guys, he was good. He was an attorney, and I learned how to sell by being an attorney. Says, how people speak in statements like I'm doing now. He said you have to learn to ask questions. So when I'm on stage, I'm asking questions. Socratic, but that's my style. So your style will develop. The question I have for you is, I have this woman, Hannah. If she hired you, how would you be compensated? Was it by the hour, by the minute?
No, so what I like to do is I like to work with really large businesses because one, I want to get business experience, and
You're not going to get big business.
Well,
that's the biggest bullshit there is. I mean, do you know, my whole thing is that ESB in the eye. Most CEOs are E.
What would you consider Kenny? What would you consider him? So those are the guys so I like working with.
That's not big business. He's small. Big business. I don't know the definition of words. 500 employees or more.
Okay. I
have over 500 employees on my paycheck.
Yeah. So I like to work with the I's, people like Ken and yourself, to where that.
Well, how do you compensate yourself, my friend?
So it's if I can make them a lot of money.
How do you compensate yourself?
That's been my biggest struggle, because
I can tell.
I have a tough time asking for money.
What's that?
I've had a tough time asking to get compensated, because my goal has just been to learn as much as possible. But now to build a team, I need money to build a team.
I understand. How do you get compensated? So here's the thing about retailing. I knew if I put the price of my wallet at $10, I had to keep my price at $5. I was going to sell it for $5. Retail makes $10. It's called Keystone. You work with a guy like Kenny, you make him money. How do you get compensated? You guys didn't study business, did you?
I didn't finish high school.
You can tell. But it's good. But you're looking for that model, right? Like Ray Kroc was McDonald's. And Steve Jobs he was retailing. He went through Apple.
What's your model?
That's retailing. That's what guy was sitting right there. I represent Steve Bannon. I said, how many people know who Steve Bannon is outside of America? It takes years of practice and to smell rats. We're an international company. We have distribution throughout the world. Hundreds of thousands coming every month to a bookstore. But that was the model I started with wallets. So I don't have to hire all those employees. But technically, every bookstore is like Borders works for me. So it's a systemic sale. The other people were selling my product was network marketing. So I'd go around and I'd talk to all the network marketing companies, and they would sell my books and games. So it's called distribution. But you've got to understand your value. You have a lot of value, but it's not quantifiable and it's not definable. So you're selling time, and when you sell time and then educate your skill set.
I know the quantifiable metrics for Kent because from the increasing YouTube views, they were doing 2 accredited investors coming into their database per month. With the increase in views, they're now doing 12 per week. And so that's a massive increase in the amount of accredited investors to invest in his deals. But I don't know how do I get compensated for those accredited investors that are now investing money with
He
you?
also, okay, let's go. I mean, you got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
They don't teach you that shit. Models,
No.
business systems and models.
Well, thank you, sir.
My rich dad was a hotel system, so he owned 8 hotels in Hawaii. But his model was how you finance it. And that's what I had to learn. So I had to learn real estate. But he taught me all that playing Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, 1-bed hotel. So Kenny and I owned one hotel together. I owned this hotel here on the wigwam down the road. But I had my model in mind. You can see a picture. I'm very high visual. You have to find your entrepreneur that you want to follow, or the model of business.
Yes, sir.
The models like that Porsche, I thought was a smart model. So I don't have to pay the tax on it because it's seller to buyer. Middleman cut out. So it means I got like a 10% discount just because I saved in sales tax. And he has no flooring. You know what flooring is?
No.
Flooring means it's when those dealerships out there, they own all those cars. That's called flooring. So they go to the bank and they say, we're going to buy $10 million worth of cars. They don't say that. The bank gives them a loan securitized by the cars. That's called flooring. So what's it cost to put the car on the floor? So they sell it for $1,000 and the dealer gets 500, bank gets something and all that. It's a very expensive model. Every time I drive down Camelback, I go, oh,
Yeah.
it's expensive. And all those sales guys hanging out, signs and advertising papers. That's not my model. So that's what I do. I wrote, like I say to people, I'm not a best writing author, but I'm best selling. So I learned how to sell first. And the way I learn how to sell is by just dumbing complex down, keep it simple. And then I write a book, and then I go on the road. Like I get paid $150,000 an hour, but I got to get there for the $150,000, which the travel kills me. So I'll be in Japan and Tokyo and talking to bookstores and talking to press and stuff like this. But those are all skills I had to learn. I had to learn also how to hire employees. That's a whole other skill set. So that's what I was trying to say. You guys are still looking for the fast answer versus what do I have to learn? To learn and start learning. Don't avoid it. I don't do accounting, but I studied accounting. I can talk to my accountants and stuff. So it's a lifelong process of learning, which is why a couple times I was getting frustrated with you guys. Oh, just give me the answer. That's a fucking stupid cunt school teacher. Just give me the answer. I'll know it. That's why they're poor. They think the answer is it. The answer is the booby price. How you want to beat Tiger Woods, 18 holes in one. Oh, really? Is that all I have to do? You beat Tiger Woods. You shot hole in one every 18 holes. Beat everybody, but you can't do it. So it's the being, the doing, and the having. Like Hannah, she wants to start her. I don't have an answer for you, but I'm going, how would you work with her unless you like being the model you have now?
No, I want to take it to the next level.
Well, what is that? Fuck, you guys all just cliche city, man. No, cliche city. What does the next level mean? What's the model?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to you.
100%.
I mean, some guy just have all these little cliches. And that's why the financial statement just shows me everything. So you have studied. Kenny's model's a tough model. You think you can copy him? Good. You know why? He's got some highly talented people. At Rich Dad, we don't have that high-priced talent. We don't need it because the talent's in the book, the product. With Kenny, his things and his people. I don't do good with people, so I stay away from that model. That's why I give Kenny last Thursday $1 million. Do what you want, but he gives it right back. His model gives it right back to me. I pay no tax. That's his model.
Thank you.
Watch your vocabulary. So I'll take it to the next level. I just want fuckhead when I was starting out. Because so most of the employees cannot do what I do, but I put my knowledge into the books. That's why a lot of my friends are writers also. Writers who practice what they teach. Very, very high standards when they come out to whose books are. So you're looking for a model. Just think of you can start a hamburger stand.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can create McDonald. The skill set. Right now, you guys are at the hamburger stand.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong, but you don't reach the world that, well, you could. You guys actually could. Nobody would be sending residual income, money. So that was my model also. It's almost like rent. I give Kenny money, but I collect rent forever. Okay, so money doesn't come in unless you guys work. Question is, well, how do I change this model? It's not easy. I mean, the easy thing is just work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, be good at it, be the X, be the S. There's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll keep working hard. Okay?
Oh.
That was my first. Cash flow game came first, then came Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Really?
Yeah, but nobody would buy my game. So I'd go to retailers, plus the game was $200. So nobody would buy it.
Why was it that expensive?
That was my price.
How much did it cost you to make it?
20.
Did you ever think about lowering the price when you couldn't sell it for $200?
No.
So you just figured out a way to sell it for $200?
It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a brochure. That's what I'm saying. That guy was home with a Porsche. He read Rich Dad Poor Dad. He said, yeah, because I read your book. I went, so guys like me come in, I don't want to pay the tax. So basically, he's the guy that gets the tax as a commission. But to the government, it was a person-to-person sale. The seller pays him a commission. What I'm saying to you is I'm always looking for the system of the model that they're working in.
So we have a lot of work to do. We just have a lot of work to do.
Study. You saw me this one. I'm studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most impressed by you. I mean, you don't have to study. You already have a bunch of money, but you study harder than
I
anyone.
have to study. Yeah. You know why? I don't like winning. It's not about the money. It's about kicking ass.
Yeah.
No, it's mission driven. I hate the school system. So that's what you saw at Phoenix Country Day School. So I feel for those kids. They're all going to be on E's. They're going to be E's or S's. Not one will be your I. When Kim and I first had some money, we left La Jolla, California. I went to Portland, Oregon. Next to our house in Portland was Reed College. Mm-hmm. And that's where Steve Jobs went. So I used to just go out there and hang out. What did Jobs see here? What did Jobs see? And then I read his story was that he didn't like it because they told him what to study. So he dropped out so he could drop in. People remember that. So he would just attend all these classes for free. That was but he never got a degree either. It's infinite the different ways you can do it. You have a good skill. It's necessary. But your model could be, this is my business right now, not your business. But I would say, okay, I'm going to have a seminar on how to produce YouTube videos. So we market it because I can sell. And you guys will teach it.
Yeah.
Another way people attempt to do it is that they want Essence do it all the time. Let's say they're working for a beautician, and they said, if you'll train me, I'll pay you a royalty forever. They never do. So the beautician goes out. So that's why you have to have a franchise model. So it's not a beautician, but what holds it together is the franchise model, which is about $25,000. Okay, those are models. I don't know all the models, but there's a lot of them. Big corporations. That was Xerox. I would hate that business too. You get the high-powered CEOs and sales managers and offices. So I was working for them, the overhead, the expense side, just to sell events. And then I only went to Xerox so I could learn how to sell. I had sales training. So you guys could possibly start a school, or a seminar saying this is how you learn. And I've seen that model.
Nothing else, just...
It's infinite.
Yeah.
But if you have no idea who went before you, how did they do it? So I don't know your industry. Somebody did it before you.
Yeah. Okay.
So think about that while working.
Yes, sir.
So what you want to do today?
So the first video that I was thinking of was that text message I sent you on the title of the video. Because the first step of making a video is you have to think of what is going to make someone want to click on this. You shouldn't even make a video if you don't think about how is someone going to click on it. And so the title that I was thinking of, how old are you right now?
77.
And you started your first business when you were 7, correct?
Yeah.
So the title would be 70 years of brutally honest business advice you don't want to hear. And so that's showing the credibility. You've been in business for 70 years. So people will care about what you have to say. And then what you're talking about is going to be the brutally harsh truths that you've learned that people need in order to succeed, but they don't want to hear it. And so that would
That's the umbrella it comes under.
correct. That's what the video structure would look like. It would just be you going over some lessons and maybe telling some stories that you've learned that.
I'm not happy with this model at all. I like the interview format.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I'm just telling you how I think about it.
But how do I interview people
You
if
want
I'm doing the talking?
so you want to interview somebody, or
I'm not a teacher. I look at YouTube, all these fucking talks. I never worked for money. All three are connected. We're not working for money. Savers or losers. Your house is not an asset. So all I did was work for the asset, build an asset. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, whether you work or not. Your problem is that you guys are assets. There's nothing wrong with it. Most people are. I build assets. Warming does, like this morning. Anyway, my gold mine's about to take off and all. I never have to work on that project again. I get paid forever. I said, Kenny, $1 million. I get paid forever. You guys better study my work, okay? Because you are not happy right now. I only build assets. That's why I can sit here. Everybody's working for the asset. So if I'm going to spin around and work with you and all this stuff, I'm out. Gone. I'd rather do my little Rich Dad radio shows. I don't know if you know, but I'm an international brand. Do you know that?
yes,
So I just travel, do what I want to do. People pay me a lot of money. I'm an asshole. But I wrote a book, have a game. Books and games are teaching people all over the world. That's where the key to success is laziness. You have a hard work ethic, or to work smart. That's the next cliche that comes up. Go back to working hard. What are you thinking, PJ?
There's a lot to think about now.
Glad you guys are here. So let me understand your logic systems. The brutally honest truth, and that's really not me. That's clickbait shit. I don't know if you know, I am a brand. I don't need to do all that garbage those guys do. So I'm a little bit more subtle style, So I say the brutally honest truth. The reason I brought these books here is because this is really the world I operate in. Gammon thinks he's stupid, he's Mac. This shit is future Mac. Because I studied with this guy here. Taught me how to see the future. We're going through a depression, so there'll probably be hyperinflation. So when he said, what's the brutal honest truth? I watch Waymo going by, and you guys are working hard for Uber. They don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
They can't see it. So what do you think? There's got to be a theme.
yeah.
So if I did the brutal dishonest truth, then I got to come up and I got to keep doing it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. So the problem with that is YouTube is more like TV and not like radio. And what I mean by that is, let's say you were watching a show, and let's say it was CSI. You were watching an episode. You turn on your TV and you want to watch CSI, and you click on it, and instead of CSI, it's a different show.
But what you were saying is different. What you just told me. There are guys on my channel. I don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are either.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, I would rather do something like you're talking about, but underneath that, I can interview 3 entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then it allows me to do what I like to do. But if I have to be the person doing the work, you've got the wrong guy here. Key to success is laziness and incompetence. You have no idea what I just said, did I?
How often are you
Do
interviewing
you know
people?
what I just said?
The key to success is laziness
And
and confidence.
what does that mean?
I would ask you, what does that mean? I mean, that's a deep statement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most people miss that shit because why can't they hear me? Because I want to be really skillful and work hard. I think I told you the story. One of the books I read was like Tom Sawyer or something like that. You have to paint the fence, and he got all of his friends to paint the fence, and he got paid. So that's my role model. So if I know how to do anything, I can do anything I want. I just have to know who can do it. That's why your questions, I know you have a very S mentality. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, 90% of all entrepreneurs are S's. I wouldn't mind doing the you can't handle the truth thing. Make a couple of videos for you, but I can explain the big picture of this here, why the company was founded. But we're going into depression, and probably World War III. It's good. I'll get rich. That's who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and work. Got the wrong point. You really observe what Kenny's doing. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. He has about 300 or 400 employees. And my job was I didn't want to hire the employees. My model was I go through retail. So Amazon, all these guys all work for me. They sell my books, they package them. The publisher prints them. It really is a mindset. Every month those checks come rolling in. I mean, my paycheck a month is $160. So that's what I was asking is, what did George say about stupid money or something? Fuck, I'm so bored to buy a Porsche today. So I'm involved. But I think like a bee in the eye. And I think that's really that's my strike zone. If I have to tell essence how to be essence, I'm incompetent just so that I have to seek competency. It's completely opposite. You're going to say all coins have 3 sides. So I think today we can do a couple of things, but I just want to get you clear. Is that, and I don't mind carrying camera, talking on when I'm traveling and stuff like this. But my job is really to educate for the B and the I side. I don't want to be an S. I don't want to be like, you guys are highly confident. I want to be confident.
Every video I have is structured around that messaging in that brain. And I care that is the first thing that if I'm working with someone, what is the overall branding message? And my biggest concern was that your channel was going away from that. And so we have to bring it back.
Well, I didn't put this other people.
I know. I know that.
Who did that?
I don't know. But that person needs to be fired. And so I will obsess over that more than anyone.
Okay, so this is the challenge. And so it's not me. I'm kind of Kermit the Frog, where I send just Colonel Sanders. That's where I package myself. Because, I'm not the guy frying the chicken, somebody else is.
Yeah.
But I'd like to edify my team. So the core focus is the BI triangle. But that's what I was saying, we need introductions, because schools do E's and S's. Yeah, E and S. Richard is here. This is my team. So the B and the I side is that BI triangle. If that can be sold first, and these guys I turn to,
Yeah.
I don't have to be the expert.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the expert. These are the A students. I'm not an A student.
Yeah.
So people say, how did you get so? I said, well, hang out with smart guys.
Yeah.
But that's called cheating. I am complete rebel brand.
Yeah.
If that can be packaged.
Yeah.
But the reason I brought these two things, this is what motivates me. This is macro.
Okay.
How can we package that my advisors come under that umbrella? I like your title. What's it called? What did brutally?
The brutally honest.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And but it's not me. It's I have a team. Like when I said I don't pay any taxes, you think I do my taxes?
Yeah.
I can't even balance my fucking checkbook. I'm so incompetent. I'm not sure. Tough. But I just sent $1 million to Kenny, so I don't have to pay taxes. And then Tom can talk about it. Kenny can talk about it. What did you do?
Yeah.
Okay, can you do that?
I can do that very well.
Okay, so we're packaging.
Yeah.
Basically, it's ES, BI, but we're saying we're the B and the I side. So for me, my question would be, how would you contextualize or sell a new guy that this is what makes us different? Schools, like most people are here, we're over here. How would you do that so they don't walk into a buzzsaw? If they're what we call an FNG, a fucking new guy coming.
Well, ideally what happens is we get people, I want to bring a massive new audience that are watching your videos. And with that, those people, they're going to feel overwhelmed. So how do they overcome it? They read your books. They buy your board game. They listen to your advisors. And so everything is all around that.
Right.
And so there's always going to be an unfulfilled desire that's left in the viewer. And the way to fulfill that is going to be buying your book, buying your cash flow board game, watching your tax guy, watching your legal guy, watching your real estate.
How's that introduced? That's what I'm saying. So you know what you're getting into. So look, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever do that, but is this an introduction? This is what you'll be watching. ES, and then we're over here. This makes us different. Can that be done before so there's no question of what the heck